knowledge of history, and you're so interested in so many different things that like it layers your comedy in a really cool way.
Thanks.
It's good. It's like that George Washington thing. I don't want to say anything because it's so good. I don't want to say. I don't want to fuck it up, but it's so good. I love that bit.
Thanks.
And it's also historically accurate. It's fucking fun. It's fun
shocking.
because it's like it's engaging me and it's entertaining me.
Yeah.
Like it's engaging me. It's interesting. And it's also very funny.
It never worked, and I remember it in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where like one of the open mics where I started, Amish country. There was a joke I always used to try, and the guy who was running the mic would always be like, "Dude, do it, do the Civil War joke." It never worked. It was just about dudes walking to shoot each other. Like you had to walk. It was something about like you know how racist you had to be like be in the South and wake up one day and be like, "Wait, they freed who? What the fuck? I'm going up there." And then walking the whole way. You had to sleep at night and wake up and go like, "Son of a bitch." And they walked from Alabama to Maryland and you got shot in the head right away.
Who had that great joke about that? You know, where they'll tell you the Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about economics. Like, yeah, you didn't want to pay the help.
Yeah.
Whose joke is that?
I don't know.
Somebody has that joke.
I don't know. People try to act like the Civil War wasn't.
Is it Bill Maher?
Maybe.
It might be Bill Maher. It's someone good.
But I always wanted to do a joke about because the brigade, like your company, whatever your group was, because they were all from the same town.
Yeah.
So your division or fucking your brigade would be from your town. All right. So you never left your town. So your brigade back then was everybody you grew up with, every dude, your son, your brother, your uncle, and your dad. You're all fucking together, and you're marching shoulder to shoulder, and you watch your fucking dad get his head ripped off by a cannonball. You just got to keep being like, "Oh fuck,
oh
yeah,
fuck,
yeah."
a cannonball hit your dad in the head.
You knew who was getting shot.
Oh my god,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
Can you fucking
I don't know why that's funny.
Imagine.
Yeah.
How about the trench warfare of World War I?
Started in the Civil War. Siege of Vicksburg, I think.
That's when they started trench warfare?
They started, yeah. They say the Civil War in America was like the first modern war. This is the revolutionary dudes just getting
so
popped.
Horrible. Look at this, walking towards each other, like the stupidest way to do it ever. Can you imagine that people did this for some... Oh, God! Oh, God! Hit in the face with a cannonball.
Now the Patriots roughly based off of I think his name is Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox, and he was kind of an originator of guerrilla warfare because they were like we can't stand and fight the British.
God damn.
We're gonna have to shoot them and run, which is pretty funny.
How crazy are the British? Just gonna come over here and start marching.
Yeah, we're gonna walk right at you.
Big white stripe on your chest.
Red jackets.
It's 100% a target.
Yeah.
Like, red and white is what you use for archery targets.
Yeah. They had to change. It's
so dumb.
Once rifling took over, they had to be like, all right, we got to switch our uniforms.
Isn't that amazing, though, that you had to think of how much the British Army conquered in the world.
Everybody.
Like, everybody. And imagine that their decision to fight was this way. Like, how? How did you get from, like, the Mongols to that? How does that happen in 1,000 years?
I guess
the Mongols had all these crazy tactics. They would starve people out, lock them in their cities.
Yeah.
They would wait them out slowly.
You get artillery and guns, you can just, especially
this is crazy.
That's just running it down your throat, dude. It's like we're gonna walk at you.
But I just can't imagine that someone wouldn't say, "Hey, isn't there a fucking better way to fight these people?
Yeah,
like what are we doing?
Let's get behind a tree and then shoot them."
I can't even watch this, dude. I can't believe people did that.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy. It's like, how did they survive to become that silly? Like, that's a silly way to fight a war, right? So how did they survive with those strategies? How were they dominant with those strategies?
Because they're the only ones with, well, most of them are colonies, where the other guys they have fucking cowhide shields and spears, like the Zulu.
And so they were the only ones with muskets?
Yeah, you have fucking guns. You're going to win. You're the only ones with guns.
So the British were the only ones with guns?
Well, when it came to, like, their colonies, in a land war, they would lose a lot to like France, Prussia, those like major continental powers. But England always had a navy. They always dominated through naval warfare, and then they had to team up with everyone to stop Napoleon.
Dude, once they started shooting cannonballs off boats,
That's a problem.
that must have been the game changer.
Huge problem.
When did they start doing that? When they start doing cannonballs from boats? Because that is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You got a cannon on a boat?
Shooting at people without cannons?
Boom!
Yeah, you just do this all day.
How
Right
many
here.
times did they have to shoot that cannon before they figured out how hard they have to bolt it into the floor?
A lot. That thing shot out the other side of the boat.
You got a floating
Yeah.
wooden thing with this giant iron tube on it that has explosions go off on it.
And just 4 poor guys from Manchester operating it.
The French. The
French?
French are fucking dickheads.
Dude. Brutal.
They were dickheads.
So they dragged us in. They
They absolutely dragged us in.
hid the Well, letters. they dragged us in, but we wanted into. I mean, we could have left. We could have left 10. We could have left. I mean, I read this book, A Bright Shining Light. I just happened to be reading it. By the way, whenever you read a book, especially on Kindle, try to find out how many pages it is. First.
Oh, yeah.
This book's 800 pages. Fuck. So I was reading it like, oh, this is A Bright Shining Light. Doesn't sound like a long book. Yeah. It's the history of everything. But France, they left. We helped them. So there was what turned Ho Chi Minh. One of the things that turned him is we decided we supplied France with all these all the mortars and everything where they destroyed a lot of it in Vietnam, and that turned
Yeah.
them against America too. Ho
Yeah.
Chi Minh, yeah.
It was there was a battle. I forget the name of it. So I was just
Dien
watching
Bien
Ken
Phu?
Burns on it. What is it?
Dien Bien Phu.
Yes. So the French were kind of fucking up the Vietnamese. I mean, it was the same as us versus them. They had
Yeah.
superior firepower, but again, just like time and time again, the Vietnamese were very good at guerrilla warfare because we trained them during World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little, Mujahideen type shit.
Yeah.
And they were about to come to talks. France and Vietnam, they were about to come to the table. Before they went to have talks, they both tried to get one more offensive in, so they had leverage when they went to talks.
Nice.
So France sets up at, what's it,
Dien Bien Phu, yeah.
They just put themselves at the bottom of this valley, and they're like, we're just going to build an airfield here. We're going to fuck them up. One of the French generals was like, I have too many guns. We're going to fuck these dudes up.
Damn.
And the Vietnamese surrounded them in this valley and just destroyed them. The French guy, the general that led that, killed himself honorably because he was like, we're going to wipe the floor with these guys.
Why'd they
Then
go
he-
in a valley? Isn't that a bad? I'm not a military
it
tactician,
was
but
a
isn't that
bad
like
call.
not the good idea?
Yeah, it was a bad
Will
idea.
lead to burning witches. Like that's
course.
just what it is.
It's just like, actually it takes us to the Comanches quite a bit.
Let's take
and the
let's
indigenous
get
people.
there. Venetia wants us to get there quickly.
When people try to act like they were, like the revisionist history, like the quick history we have of Native Americans is that they were like one with nature and peaceful.
right.
And it's like, it's actually borderline racist where you're taking away the agency of them. Like,
Right.
they were people.
Right.
They were shitty.
Right.
They were just as shitty.
Right.
So,
They had issue. Yeah. Because I think like most people don't know because you read this book, but like most people think, I think like America, the United States came in, ripped these good, nature loving Native Americans from their land, put them on reservations, and we owe them everything. Like we are horrible, so horrible to them, which I'm sure is all true. I know that. That is all true.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the Comanches, is it just one tribe of the Native Americans? The Comanches were bad, or like
No,
did you
no,
learn
no.
that like a bunch of them?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ton. There was so many tribes. And
Right.
they were, like the Comanche, when they started, not started, but like the early records of the Comanche were like, they were kind of up in like the Rockies, and they were little tiny guys. That's
Okay.
another thing.
Squeaks, we call
They
them
were.
on the show. They
They
were
were all
squeaks.
like, because we have this version of Native Americans that are like the northeastern, the woodland tribes, where they're
Right.
all like avatars,
right.
like long and
That's-
sinuous, how do I say that word?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Cinnabon?
Cinnabon?
Sinewy?
Cinnamony?
Long avatar people.
Long avatar people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you head out west, and they were much more like Mexicans.
Right. Just
know,
little squeaks.
little
but
tiny guys.
But those were the Comanches were the squeaks?
The Comanches were the Squeaks.
But they were fucking...
And they sucked for a while. And then when the Spanish came over, brought the horses, and then the horses would start to escape and get out. And certain tribes didn't know what to do. Like the Apache were just eating the horses.
Really?
They weren't sure how to. Like, these things are good. We're gonna keep munching these.
Yeah.
And then the Comanches started riding them and got like incredible at it. And then so for like centuries they were the lowest on the pecking order, and they would get fucked up by
Comanches.
everybody. Yeah, the Comanches would get rocked by everybody, and then they got horses and just they got revenge, dude. They Columbined out.
Right.
All the people that were picking on them
Got
paid
fucked.
for it.
They got it. They got it hard. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
So, but did they kill? Did the Comanches kill a lot of like U.S. soldiers too? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here fights. Okay, fights between tribes, the Comanches and the other tribes, were meant to raise horror and fear, not necessarily kill.
Okay.
But they were very violent. They would kill, torture, rape, mutilate bodies, and kill children too.
Yeah.
That was Civil War stuff. That was tribe on tribe.
Well, that wouldn't be.
Benity, that was the United States. So they would do that. So the Comanches would come in and raid settlers,
Yes.
U.S. settlers. And listen, there's kind of a school, like, I understand. It's like if somebody just moved in to my apartment and threw me out, I'd be fucking pissed. Would I mutilate their children? I don't know. I'd probably just call a lawyer first. But like, you know, like,
You'd call a Trump supporter.
yeah.
One of those protesting.
Dude,
Trump
my
guys.
lawyer's Jeff Cohen. He's Chunk from the Goonies. I would just call Chunk from the Goonies. I'm like, dude, you got to truffle shuffle your ass over here and fucking get these native Comanches out of my apartment.
But no, the Indians were doing that to each other. Now they did apparently take it easy on each other sometimes because they both had this like understanding of we're low on dudes, can't be killing each other like this.
Right.
But they still, I mean, the Comanches were destroyed. I mean, certain tribes were cannibals. They would eat each other.
Really?
They were fucking wild, dude.
They were wild
Yes.
dudes. Yeah.
Jackson, son of a Revolutionary War hero. He's from the North, but he was pro-slavery. They thought this was going to work. 2 months before this is crazy. 2 months before his inauguration, he and his family were in a train crash, and the only casualty was his 11-year-old son.
Damn.
So his entire time in office, he's blacked out, drunk, and depressed. He's the saddest guy of all time. He's not listening. His kid just died. His wife blamed him for the death constantly. She was like, "We should have never been on that train. You just had to be the fucking president."
Oh, you gave birth to him, bitch.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
You were on the train. You had fun.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
So he's there. During Pierce, they do the Transcontinental Railroad. This is like the real. This is a fuck up for the North wants it to be from Chicago to L.A. or one of those places out west. The South wants it to be from Atlanta to L.A. In order to get it done, they have to get rid of the Missouri Line Compromise, which made it nothing north or south of here. It was the slave line. They decided to make it so every new territory got to decide themselves. They got to vote in order to get the Transcontinental Railroad. So this opened.
Every single thing we did to build this nation ran into this slave problem.
Yes.
Every single thing we tried to do was like, yeah, but the fucking north-south slave states, non-slave states.
Jesus.
We need to build a railroad across. That's the first interstate
Yes.
thing. The first interstate objective.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that you need a federal government. It's why the federal government got stronger and stronger. Because every state gets to do their own thing, but you want to take a fucking train from one to the other, these two states have to make a compromise.
Yeah.
So you needed a federal government to make these.
It was like the precursor to union, non-union. They just blow
Yeah,
up a
yeah, yeah.
gigantic like inflatable rat.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the other reason, just as general thing, that the federal government became what gave the federal government power was the states wanting parity with each other. Like when environmental laws became a thing, they were state laws. So like Indiana would make a law, you can't dump, sludge into the river anymore. So every company in Indiana has to pay extra to do a better job of dumping their shit and take it to the ocean or somewhere else, ruin somebody else's life.
Yeah.
But so next door to Indiana is Illinois, and they're like, we dump anything we want,
Yeah.
and so all the business goes there.
Mhm.
And so the Illinois company's like, we don't want to dump, we don't want to hurt the environment, but we can't compete with these guys,
Yeah.
right? So they would all the states would go to the Fed and say, please pass a law that affects everybody,
Yeah.
so that we can all do the right thing that we want to do without having to get squeezed out by this guy.
Yeah.
And that worked until we started doing shit with Mexico and India and China. But anyway, go on.
But yeah,
So,
it
Taylor,
was
where are
interesting
we?
to me. We're at I think Pierce,
Pierce,
right? On the Transcontinental Railroad.
Yeah.
That turns out to be like that's what started it. I mean, obviously there's a ton of major factors, but that was like a big one because it opened what was called the Nebraska-Kansas Act, which is they got to decide to vote whether they were pro-slave or pro-abolition. So then a bunch of people just rushed in from the north and the south, and they started fucking killing each other.
What?
It was I forget the names. They were pretty sick. It was like the Free Staters versus the Border Ruffians. This is where John Brown and his son was out there.
Oh yeah.
They started hacking people with swords to death. Like
Jesus.
that was it. And Franklin Pierce was like, he did nothing. He didn't get involved.
Yeah, but dude, it must have been crazy when you had a bunch of slaves. Like, this is wrong. You had to be like, nah. You couldn't. It must have been crazy to be like, nah, I don't think it is.
Well, you just would pretend not to, or you just wouldn't. I mean, you'd see it on the newspaper was faded, and it was like, I don't know that much about it.
Just not being able to go down
I'm
with
okay
that
to
bit.
my slaves. I treat them okay.
Yeah, they're great.
True.
Yeah.
Right? Tell him. He's like, oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he was all right. No, it's fine. No, and meanwhile, the North was starting to get. I mean, this is getting after Pierce is who?
Buchanan.
So Buchanan is the guy who right before Lincoln,
yes,
right? Because the other thing that was going on is the North is industrializing, and the North is starting to build sweat houses and factories, and so part of the argument that people were having that is like the kind of argument we would have now. If it would be interesting to take this culture with Twitter and everything and supplant it to slavery days and how we would have handled that debate back then.
True.
Because there were people that were saying, the North has free workers and a ton of them immigrants that had started, and they're treated like garbage. They're living like shit, and they're dying in large numbers and getting sick, uneducated, and being not allowed to be educated.
Yeah.
Kids are working heavy,
There's a ton
long
of
shifts
southern political cartoons that are like that.
that are about how bad they were. And like our slaves are like a member of the family.
Yeah.
We give them their own house with their plot of land. They get to do this and that. Most slave owners were better. That this is the argument, and that the North was just like wholesale destroying lives.
Yeah.
And read what's his name, fucking Upton Sinclair. Shit was going on in Chicago and the slaughterhouses.
What's it called?
It's
about the meat packing shit, right?
Yeah,
the jungle. What's it called?
The jungle.
Yeah.
So another important thing about that point of the industrialization of the North, it just flooded with immigrants. So now their population's so big that they get more votes, they get more electoral, like all that. So now the South's like, we need to get power. So now we need more states. We need more states because otherwise they're going to abolish slavery and we're going to be poor.
But they're also hanging on to a way of life in the South.
Yeah.
And in the North, they're not. They're trying to do anything that's new and anything that's next and anything that's large amounts of money and large amounts of industry. And they're manufacturing in huge amounts. In the South, they're just trying to play a fiddle and whip a guy and grow a little tuft of cotton for one shirt every 6 months.
Yeah, true. It's a good thing to point out.
Yeah. It's important to know.
True.
Yeah, but
that
was the fight. It was an insanely different.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to be one country. So it was this weird conflict that never went away.
So
does it continue to morph till now? It's just like some dudes
It does.
chill,
We are.
and other dudes like, no, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
But so what's his name?
now we're at James Buchanan, who's probably the worst.
Yeah,
I think
he was frozen by two. He had so much pressure.
He was a lawyer from Pennsylvania that was just about the law.
Yeah.
Which was the last thing he needed to be as the president, which was like, well, that's the rule.
But he had all of Lincoln's problems with none of his charisma and guts.
Yeah.
And blood.
That was
crazy,
James Buchanan had the Dred
willingness
Scott.
to kill.
Dred Scott was under James Buchanan, which was where, if you don't know about that was about a slave living in free territory, and he was suing to get his freedom. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court where they ruled he was an object, so he was not a citizen. Therefore, that ruling made sure every black person in America was an object and not a citizen. And Buchanan responded by saying, that's the law, that settles it. Instead of standing up, he just had to follow the law.
Yeah.
So he was just like an extension of the court.
Yeah.
That wasn't his job.
Yeah.
Man,
and that brought us to Lincoln. And as soon as Lincoln gets elected, the South secedes.
Yeah, every state starts to say we're not America anymore. Like immediately before he takes office.
It's also crazy checking in on the headlines, and you're like, nah, they said you're a chair, basically. And you're like, fuck.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
Fuck.
You got Lincoln, though. You know Lincoln.
Well, we could maybe skip him because it'll be the whole fucking...
Yeah. We could
I
stop.
mean, look,
we could stop
Lincoln-
with Lincoln. Let's stop
True.
with Lincoln. And then you go on to some guys you're interested in after Lincoln.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. We
What
can go
time-
as long
how
as
long
we
we
want.
been talking for?
An hour.
Okay. Well,
You're not
Lincoln-
enjoying this? You're not having the time of your life?
I'm having a great time.
I knew you would. This is
I'm
nice,
not
right?
having a great time.
You're not having a great time.
No, I'm not. I hate this.
Decent time.
Really?
No, I'm having a good time.
How much fun?
You decide which one. The thing I liked about, I mean, I gave you that book about Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's a great, what's his name? Carl Sandburg. It's a weird kind of stream of consciousness telling of Lincoln's story in 4 volumes. It's crazy. Just the war years, just from when he took office. And when he was coming here, there was everything, hell was breaking loose, and there was supposed to be a January 6th. There was
Yeah.
supposed to be one.
What?
There was a plan to stop the certifying of the vote. And so they went to General, what was his name? He was the only American general then, because we didn't fight wars anymore.
Yeah.
So the Army was kind of like not, you know.
I think he was the commander.
It's a name you just know when
when
you
it
hear it.
started.
Like Scott something.
Oh, yeah, Winfield Scott.
Winfield Scott.
Yes.
Perfect.
So they went to Winfield Scott, the guys running the government, and then they said, we think there's going to be this thing where they're going to try to stop the so he said if anyone, made a declaration, publicly, he said, if anyone tries to stop the counting of the votes and the democratic process from happening, either by force or by infiltration, I will stuff them into my cannon and fertilize my lawn with them. That's what he said.
Lincoln said that?
That's what he said.
What?
No,
And,
Winfield Scott.
Oh, Winfield Scott said
Yeah,
that.
and what he did in real fact, because he was a really smart guy, he gave all of the Capitol Police and all those guys that they had the day off. They said go home, and he went and got policemen from Baltimore, from New York City, all kinds of like badass cops, and he had them in plain clothes all over the Capitol, all heavily armed, but in plain clothes. So, and people know, so if somebody started something, the guy would just go like this or elbow him or whatever.
Yeah.
But the appearance was that it was peaceful and that there was no military presence.
Whoa.
But nothing happened. That's what it took to get Lincoln. Everybody, up to the minute that happened, everyone was like, I don't know if he's ever going to take office. People believed he would never be president.
Dude, he wasn't even on the
What?
ballot in the southern states. Not even on the ballot.
Yeah.
What?
He didn't win one southern state.
A lot of people, big people who
Yeah.
would be like whoever now, wrote long things saying, don't take office. Your presidency, your victory is hollow. It's not real. Not even just people from the South, but people from the North. Everyone was afraid that Lincoln was going to just immediately free the slaves and start war with the South. And his first inauguration, he says, first thing out of his mouth is, I have no intention of freeing the Southern slaves or changing their slave laws. And yes, we will chase down and bring you back your slaves when they come up here within reason. He puts like a tiny thing of like, we're not going to like make it our obsession, but we will do it. Like, it's the first thing out of his mouth.
That's what bothers me about people, like people that are critics of him hang on to that. And they're like, Lincoln didn't want to do it. It's like, dude, the whole time that's what he wanted.
Of course he did. That's what, again, it goes all the way back to the framers. They all wanted this to be a better country than it was. So they knew they couldn't create a nation without slavery. So they said, let's create a nation where people can change peacefully. They can change not only leadership, but the laws. That create a situation where people figure it out for themselves and move forward and change, instead of like a constitution could have been a very permanent thing. It could have been a very solid, permanent thing, but they actually made it elastic on purpose. And that's, Lincoln was like, we'll do it, guys.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We need some fucking time. And boy, what it cost is crazy. And a lot of people who didn't want slavery were really angry at Lincoln for how hard he pushed that war, and that he didn't just settle it. Just let the South do whatever they want. We have our free blacks here. Let them take their chances down there. You're killing millions or however many fucking, I don't know how many people it was. Like
Was it-
250,000 people died in the Civil War?
Yeah, probably around there.
Something like
At
about
least.
how many we killed in Iraq in a day.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
true.
Yeah, for doing nothing.
Less than
For doing
Middle
nothing.
Eastern civilians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Measure it in like Persian weddings.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, Lincoln's the best.
It was really something. I mean, it
I don't
just took
think
a
it's
lot
close.
of political guts, a lot of fuck.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Just
suck.
trying to talk to these fucking cunts from the South.
That must have been nuts.
That it's just like clearly this is for money. You know it's wrong.
Yep.
You know it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's dude. It's 1865.
Well, it was the ultimate time.
1860. They
of
know it's wrong.
one folks not wanting to say that shit's wrong,
Yeah.
and him like not making them say it, but getting them to
Yeah.
just one guy at a time. He would just go around, get support here, get support there, put muscle in where he had it, and he fought a brutal war, a fucking a incessant war.
And he had to wait until he got a victory to fucking announce the Emancipation Proclamation.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
trying so hard to get it out, but his generals kept fucking up and losing.
Oh, he's like, fuck.
And he would just be writing to these dudes like, "Go,
Yeah, please
do it,
Get one.
get one." Like, I think he wrote it after Antietam, which was like a draw. He was
And
like,
he
"That's
dro-
pretty
oh, well,
good."
yeah, he did.
He's like, "That's close enough. Here we go.
So
We're
then
doing
he's
it."
shot
Yeah, and then he got his fucking head blown off.
by next to his wife.
Yeah,
And they put a little napkin. That was what they did for him. They put a little napkin back there and hoped, but it was not a good. It was not a very.
he was alive
absorbent
for a
napkin.
while after.
Yeah, that's what
He
I'm
didn't
saying.
just
is, like,
die
they
right
could've-
away.
He didn't have to die at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't die right
Bled to
away.
death.
Really?
Yeah,
Bled to death.
he was like alive in
Yeah,
the
he's like,
hotel
you guys
for like
just, and
a
they're
day.
like, we don't know how to do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. What play was he saying? Does anyone know?
fuck, I do know.
What?
What play?
What was the play? It was at
yeah.
the Ford's Theater.
I don't remember the.
I'd be curious to see what he was watching.
Yeah, it was something good.
Yeah.
He was fixated.
He was into
It
it.
was
He didn't notice
Hamilton.
the
That was the
assassin.
weird thing. It was Hamilton.
Yeah, it was Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was sitting there like, what was it? Nice. He was sitting there watching it like, I got to pretend to like this.
Yeah.
It's fucking Hamilton.
And then they shot him. And he was like, "Thank God."
This place sucks.
Christ, this shit sucks so bad. So that brings us to Johnson.
So
Dude, this
Johnson
is
was
great.
first guy to be impeached.
Was
What?
he impeached? Oh yeah,
First guy to be impeached. Yeah.
Johnson shows up. This is great. He was like a tough guy. He was supposed to be the counteraction to
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Well, he's one of the reasons the war was prolonged because everybody knew if we could just get rid of Lincoln. Johnson was behind him with there was a deal to be made. It was like don't talk outside the family. He was like
Yeah.
Sonny liked my deal, didn't he? Sonny was hot for my deal. Johnson would have fucking settled in a minute.
Johnson started his life as an indentured servant
No shit.
and worked his way up. How sick is that?
That's impressive.
And then before his inauguration, he got fucked up on whiskey and just couldn't talk. His inauguration, it was in the rain and the mud right after Lincoln got shot, and
he
everyone
was
was
the
like,
first one. He's the one who proved you can impeach a president, but you cannot get the fucking votes. It's a
Yeah.
waste of time, and he ends up stronger.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest move in the world. It's vanity.
Yeah.
It's just Congress hates the president. It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't accomplish anything. They I don't remember why they went after him. Whatever. He was
Me
very
neither.
corrupt. He's a fucked up guy. I don't. Who knows? It's all shit that I heard because of them. But they impeached him and then failed to get rid of him.
Really?
I know nothing else about him. But
I don't know either.
But then fucking
Grant,
amazing guy.
great guy, amazing guy. I feel like his presidency was a bit of a fucking letdown for how cool he was.
I mean, he did so Christing much. This guy.
Oh, true.
Grant.
To help the South, he was pretty good.
What do you do?
Well,
This
and
is-
he was. First of all, some people get on him because he owned one slave
Oh, man.
because his father-in-law, his wife's father,
Yes.
hated him because he was an abolitionist. I mean, he wasn't like an active abolitionist,
Sure.
but he was against just for not having a slave.
Yeah.
Back then, if you didn't have a slave, you were a dick to certain
Yeah.
people. So
You were like, put on a mask.
yeah,
You were that guy. You were like, why do you have
exactly.
slaves?
Yeah.
And they're like, why is this guy making me feel uncomfortable?
yeah. So he hated him because he had slaves and he didn't want one. So he gave him one as a wedding present, like to spite him.
What a dick.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
so Grant made the guy his partner, and they started a little business together, which he then freed the guy and gave him the business.
Yeah, he
made
would
that
go.
guy's
He would go
life.
work with the slaves.
But
He'd be out there with them working.
Yeah,
and then while he was like financially ruined,
Yeah.
he freed his slaves instead of selling them.
But he had one though.
I'm not sure. He might have had one at that
That's
point.
the story. The story I just told you is,
Yeah.
I think, his slave story. I don't think
Yeah.
he had a bunch of them.
He had one slave and he freed him instead of selling them.
But his
And
father-in-law.
he gave him a business that
Yeah.
he had started with him.
Yeah, his father-in-law history fucked him. He was like,
That's right.
Here's
Yeah.
slave.
That's right.
Here's slave.
And then he was in
He
the
did,
army.
absolutely.
He was in the army, and he went. One of his first jobs was outpost near San Francisco. It was in the middle of nowhere. There was no. I mean, it was in the desert of California. He was the only one there, and he was a family man. He loved his family.
He missed his bed.
Missed his family so much, and he started just getting drunk. And somebody came to drop the mail and found him passed out drunk. And that was his only experience with alcohol. He was a very rigidly living guy, and he was known as a drunk for the rest of his life.
Really?
There's
Every
arguments.
time he had a political problem, they'd go, he's drinking.
There's arguments. There's rumors he was fucked up at Shiloh.
Because
was
he
probably
sat
a lie.
because he sat under a tree in the rain. They found him sitting under a tree in the rain outside of a military hospital.
It also is funny because Shiloh, he woke up on day 2 of it.
Yeah.
At like the start of day 2, or maybe it was the start of day 1 when it started. He was late to get there, so everybody was like he was hammered. But
What?
if he was hammered, that's very funny to be like, oh shit, there's a war. Like,
So
waking
after
up
he
like,
was
they're here.
he had won the Civil War. Started really Reconstruction, he was in earnest wanting to get opportunities and equity for black people, equal opportunity for black people. And then he retired and was in New York. He became a New Yorker. He became a big part of this city.
Yeah.
And he had a son named Kermit, who I think his name was Kermit. That was the 1800s.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Kermit invested
What a fucking great name.
invested his money and all of his father's money with some asshole guy who took it and just left town and just took all of their money, every penny that they had. And so Grant went to visit Vanderbilt, who's outside of the Grand Central Station. There's a great statue of him. I think it was Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Went to the richest man in New York City, who was a hard ass, a guy who didn't care for charity or anything. But he brought what's his name? The sword that was Lee.
Well,
He had Robert E. Lee's sword that he surrendered to
Yeah.
him. He had his Congressional Medal of Honor and the Bible that he took the oath of office in, and he gave them. He said, "I want to sell these to you because I have no money." And Vanderbilt said, "Jesus Christ, Mr. President,
Holy shit.
we're not doing that." He said, I'm going to donate these to the national museums, and I'll give you like he bought them for the nation.
Did he buy his biography? Isn't that what he?
No,
why
so
he
here's
wrote
what
it?
happened with the biography. It's the best part of his story, and it's actually his greatest legacy. But his autobiography is like the greatest ever written.
Yeah.
So he met two guys on a train. He'd do anything for money at this point. His wife was very young. He was broke
two guys
after
on a
everything
train.
he'd been through. He was broke, and his wife was young, and he was going to leave her destitute. So he met two guys on a train. They're like, "Why don't you write your autobiography? We'll pay you $1,000." And he was like, "Done."
What?
Oh,
So
they sold
then,
it.
about a week later, he meets up with Mark Twain, was like his best friend, and Mark Twain said, "Why don't you write your autobiography, your memoirs?" And he said, "I'm doing that for these guys." And he goes, "What are they paying you?" And he goes, $1,000. And he's like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?" And he says, "Give me the book. I'll publish." Because Mark Twain had started his own publishing company because
Yeah.
he hated publishers. He said, "I'll publish it and I'll help you write it." And he said, "I promised those two guys." He's like, "Did you sign something?" He goes, "No, but I did. I gave my word." So Twain, or his real name, Clemens, travels to, I think he went to see Sherman. He's like,
man.
"I need to see somebody who he'll listen to." So he went to visit Sherman and said, "Please like, please get him to do this. So Sherman wrote a telegram to Grant saying, for the love of God, give the book to Clemens. That's what the thing.
That's awesome.
So he wrote his autobiography, and the remarkable thing about it that I read was that there's like no adjectives in it. It's like all verbs and nouns. The entire book is verbs and nouns because he just says what happened. It's a very well written book, and so Clemens turned it into this special edition that you had to order one. You could get any color you wanted. And it was the first blockbuster book in American history. It made like $500,000 in the first month. Meanwhile, he had a goiter that was growing and
Too many
growing.
stogies. You always see him with the stogies?
Died of throat cancer like right as he finished the book.
Whoa.
And then his wife was made for life. Her
Yeah.
first check from Twain was like $400,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think wasn't he buried here? And
Yes,
this monument.
and he's buried in Grant's tomb in Harlem. And when he died, there was this huge funeral, and it was Northern and Southern soldiers. Southern soldiers were allowed to put back on their Southern uniforms because it was a big thing that his casket was carried by North and South.
It's too bad you can never get away with wearing a Confederate uniform in Harlem these days.
No, not at all, no.
Because that would
Get
be a
away
treat.
with.
Yeah, but he was fucking awesome at when Lee surrendered. He was very like, I mean, it was unconditional surrender.
Mhm.
So he was like, you guys are gonna fucking give up, but he was like, keep your guns, go home, start rebuilding.
Mhm.
Like he could have fucking destroyed the South.
Yeah.
And he was very chill. I think Custer stole the fucking sword. He hated
Did he?
Custer. I think Custer stole Lee's sword.
Is
Maybe he
that
got
right?
it back, but I think the story was Grant wouldn't accept it, or something along
Wanted
those
him to
lines.
keep it?
And
Yeah, Custer was bloodthirsty guy.
And then on the parade back into Washington,
Yeah.
Grant was obviously out front. Custer fucking rode ahead, and Grant was like, "This motherfucker." Custer was the
With his
man.
blonde hair.
If you look into Custer, he was pretty fucking.
I
cool.
don't know much about him.
He fucked up Jeb's sword at Gettysburg, which was pretty cool because Jeb was the man. And he
Don't know
rode
anything
in.
about him.
He was with the Michigan cavalry, and he was like, "Come on, you Wolverines!" and fucking led them into a charge. That's why they're the Michigan Wolverines. All that shit.
So then
It's
you
all
got Hayes, who undid all of this
Yeah.
cool stuff for black people.
It's all
and politically,
very.
just he didn't want to deal with it, so he just did away with it. And then you got fucking who else? Then it goes I don't know.
Garfield.
Then I get Bleary.
Yeah, this is like the Gilded Age, is what it's called. It's all
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But this is where shit like it goes from we ended slavery to now just right back into
It
just
just was awful.
racism.
Really?
Not slavery, but just every law against them.
Subjugation, just
It
like
just-
it became the same obsession as before,
Yeah.
but without slavery. It just became all about not letting them vote, keeping them off the
And that goes all
ballot.
the way up until like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're
Until
just
yesterday. We
2018.
figured it out
we
yesterday.
figured it out yesterday. Thank God.
Yeah.
Finally,
Today,
Arkansas.
We got a nice little nation.
Yeah. Louisiana cleaned up their act a little.
True.
And Alabama.
My favorite president, just jumping way the fuck
Yeah.
ahead, is Nixon. Is my favorite.
Dude, he's awesome.
He's the best. And again, as a character,
Yes.
Nixon gave the country one great gift that I wish was like, I wish it was taught, like the speech that Lincoln has on his monument
Oh.
and the ask not what your country and all that shit. The greatest thing that he did, because it speaks more to what Americans live, is that when Nixon was shamed and destroyed and had to leave office, he had to fucking resign. He had to give, after a couple of I'm not a crook and this is all bullshit, he had to go and say, well,
All right.
I'm going to go and
Still not a cook, but I'm going to get out of here.
Gerald Ford would take the oath of office at this time in this office. And he left. But before he left, he gave a speech to his staff, to the White House staff that was impromptu. It was just on his way to the helicopter. And he's copiously crying in the speech. There's video of it that you can see. You have to try to find the whole thing because there's clips that you can find on YouTube. But I actually ordered from C-SPAN a DVD of the whole speech, and they're all bawling, the whole staff, and his family standing behind him. And he just tells them, "Look, don't." He's encouraging them. He said, "This is a tough moment for all of us." He said, "First of all, I don't want to discourage young people from taking from being in public service. He was afraid of what would happen.
has happened.
Yes.
He was right.
He said, don't be discouraged from public office. It's a great calling. And he said, and for any mistakes that we made and all everything that's happened, not one person in this administration gained financially from anything, from being here, left richer than when they got here. He made it first, so he defended everybody that was there. And then he just starts reflecting. He reads from Teddy Roosevelt's autobiography, from his diary, when Teddy's wife and mother died at the same night. They both died of cholera or whatever on the same night. He was going from one room to the other.
Oh, yeah.
And they both died. And he was like at 21 or something. And he wrote this quote that was like, the light has gone out and it'll be darkness forever. And he said, so he read it to his staff, and he said that's how he felt, having lost his wife and his mom. And he went on and had this incredible life. So he's trying to say, he says, don't be discouraged, never be petty, don't hate your enemies, because that's when you'd start to destroy yourself. He gets really introspective about everything that happened without talking about it. And then he says, it's horrible. He goes, he says, they'll never write a book about my mother, but she was a saint.
Oh, man.
And I think of her, like one of his brothers had tuberculosis and they had no money. So she moved to Arizona where the air was better. Mm. And she was a nurse, wet nurse. She nursed other people's babies for money in order that her son could live in Arizona. And he talks about his father, who was a lemon farmer, who had a failing lemon farm. And then he was a switchman on a streetcar. And he just talks about his parents and what they did for him and all that shit. He just cries. Oh, it's fucking beautiful. But it shows you a man at the height of American experience, destroyed from that height, which is the worst thing that can happen to a person, is to get that high and fall. And he just went, here's how this feels. He just told the world, this is how this feels. This is what this looks like. Yeah. And here's all I can say. And then he went and then he left. Incredible. I mean, he was one of the most influential people in American history.
Yeah. He ended Vietnam, right?
Yes.
That was already about done.
He was fucking Eisenhower's vice president.
There's a guy we know that's a bit of a conspiracy guy, but he's been pretty correct on everything so far, and he's got a book coming out on Watergate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And about how that was a little darker than it seemed.
Like so knew a guy back when I was first living in the city as a comedian. There was a guy named Frank Gannon who had Frank Gannon wrote speeches for Nixon and was a very close friend of his. And weirdly, he became the guy who books the comedians on Letterman. And when I moved to New York back in 1990 or so, being on Letterman was all anybody wanted. So Gannon was the most important person in comedy at the time. And he was a strange guy who was very serious. And he would just come and he'd watch you. And if he liked you, he'd get Morty to come and maybe you'd be on the show. So he liked me. He never got me on the show, but he liked me. So I went to Letterman's office and met him. And I asked him about Nixon because he wrote, Nixon has one big biography called RN that Gannon co-wrote. And he told me that when you get a few drinks in Nixon, he says the same people that got the Kennedys got me. It's the same people that got. Yeah, he said it's the same machine.
Whoa.
That took out.
Yeah,
John and Robert
Kennedy
came after him. He said they just couldn't use bullets anymore because it was getting too. They were
That's
on
exactly what we said.
Yeah.
We said that without him.
Watergate was. He said Watergate was something that happened all the time. It was just like, and still does. I mean, it's not like oh my goodness. It's how things are done.
Yeah.
It's a safe with $1 million in it. What president doesn't have a safe with $1 million?
Yeah.
It was.
So that's Nixon's story. That was Nixon's story. He didn't say it in public, because the same as he conceded the presidency to Kennedy, which Kennedy stole. I mean, everyone knows that his father took suitcases of money to delegations and stole the presidency, and Nixon knew it. And he was like, I'm not gonna. This is not good for the country to get into it. That's why he resigned instead of standing trial, and that's why he doesn't talk about that's the story, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
wild,
a good most interesting president.
Most interesting, I think, to me. Yeah, I mean, Johnson was also a fascinating guy.
Yeah.
Johnson was, and Reagan was kind of an empty-headed genius, incredible, knows how to just be. As long as somebody else is in the room, Reagan was brilliant. But I'm not sure he had any thoughts. You know what I mean? There's people like that.
Yeah, he was like an actor that was
He's
like,
an actor.
I guess I'll be a Republican while he was there. And then, which was pretty admirable at the time, because he was, actually no, it wasn't, because that was in the middle of the Red Scare. He was like one of the guys being like, you're a communist. And he just became the man.
My favorite film of Reagan is Larry King interviewing him after he was shot and saying, so what do you feel about this guy? And he said, well, I just pray for him. He's a sick man. He's just, you know, I found out later that he's sick. He's mentally ill. So we add him to our prayers. And we hope for the best for him. And he says it with this big...
Oh yeah, he's like, we're fucking that guy up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope he's doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
I think that should be it, right?
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
that's
That
about
was
enough.
fun.
You had fun.
Yeah, it was good. Why are you accusing me of having fun? Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for doing it, man.
Sure. Thanks for asking.
I don't remember.
Like Tupac apparently got wrongfully accused of rape.
Tupac was in the room. It was in a hotel or something.
Oh, he was just chilling.
I don't know.
Just chilling with it. He was guilty more of just chilling.
Tyson,
with
I think, was found guilty,
Really?
but that doesn't. Who knows? I don't want to besmirch the man, because Tyson does rule. And I saw a journalist try to bring that up to Tyson.
Yeah.
And Tyson was not happy about it.
I fucking bet.
He was on like a morning news show, and the guy was like, well, you've been arrested for rape. And he was like, you're a real piece of shit, asshole. He was like, why do you say that? He's like, you bring me on here, you're a real piece of shit.
So in the Tyson case, Tyson was accused of raping 18-year-old beauty pageant contestant Desiree Washington. Was found guilty by an Indiana jury.
All right, so he's innocent. He's innocent. Indiana jury?
Yeah. Tyson's doing his best. He's like, I didn't listen, Your Honor. I did not rape that bitch. And they're like,
that is not appropriate. This is the Hoosier State, young man.
Dude, Indiana jury sounds formidable. They might have flown in an Indiana jury on Tupac. Like, we need an Indiana jury.
An Indiana jury is every black dude's worst nightmare. That's bad news.
Oh, that's a tough crowd, dude. It probably at the beginning of it, they're like, Your Honor, we've reached your conviction. They're like, we didn't do the thing. Guilty.
Yeah, the Indiana jury, they just go back to deliberate. They just sit in the room, watch fucking Jeff Dunham for 3 hours, come back out.
Guilty.
They watch puppets.
Yeah, Indiana's apparently got that rep, dude.
It's Clan City, bro.
When I chill in Chicago, because every now and again, if you're from Chicago, you'll dip to Indiana to get some gas.
Go to Gary.
Some gas real quick. But it's like, dude, the drive, or if you're going to go to a casino, there's casinos in Indiana. But yeah, I know
Indiana's,
Brittany's
Notre
family is
Dame's
none
right
too
there.
excited to drive through Indiana. They're always like, be careful.
First off, the cops pull everybody over nonstop there.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
So I'm sure when they see someone from Chicago coming through, they're like, get the fuck out of Indiana. They probably hate Chicago. Yeah, dude, if you drive through, because I drove from
You think they were
Chicago
electing like
to-
Chief Keef free zones? So like Chief Keef free zone, dude.
I mean, dude, if you're a guy from Indiana and you saw the Chief Keef music video,
Oh God.
you'd be like, we got to build a wall. We cannot let Chief Keefs get into Indiana. We got to protect our guard. Indiana sucks.
They're just always on the lookout for dreadheads in the lobby. They're like,
There's going to be some dreadheads in the lobby, dude. Yeah, Gary, Indiana. Have you ever seen that?
No,
That's where Michael Jackson's from.
oh, that's where they're from.
You drive through there, it's like a town of sheds.
Oh,
It's disgusting. Yeah, it's a horrible, horrible place.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to like rural, poor populations, dude, and it's like, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
like you were saying, just about the science, typically.
the science behind euthanizing our homeless population,
The studies look promising.
it would help the environment.
Big time.
But this is like we talked about, like in that book, White Trash, and like all that. Like when there's a new world, like the new world, it's basically like us being like, all right, we got to colonize the moon. Most of the people that go there first are gonna die.
Yeah.
We should just send all the homeless to the moon. Let them figure it out up there.
Hell yeah, suit them up.
Just in case there's aliens up there. Just in case there's something that needs fought. Something that needs to be attacked. Let's get these guys up there.
That's not a bad. I mean, that is literally. They just sent like debt peons down to fucking down to America, and they're like, all right, they just mulched. They just mulched America with just fucking poor people. They're like,
Yeah. Go fertilize the land with your blood and bones, you peasants. You owe me money.
Yeah.
Go fight.
There was like a bad year where it rained too much and no one could grow food. And they're like, all right, we own you guys now.
Yeah.
Off to America.
You're gonna have to go fight bears. We don't even know what those things are.
You were unsuccessful at battling the elements, and now we own you.
Yeah.
It's like
take
get out
on
there.
Rattlesnakes.
Damn.
They didn't have rattlesnakes.
No minks either.
They had no idea what a rattlesnake was. All of a sudden, there's snakes hissing at them that attacked you.
Oh.
The European snakes would run away.
Jesus
The rattlesnakes,
Christ.
rattlesnaks will attack you. Like they'll come after you.
They don't even. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
so these peasants are getting like chased by snakes. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Looking out of it, and they looked and went, ugh.
Oh yeah, dude, you told me that. It's
It was
insane.
hilarious.
That's because
Shit.
we gave him what for at Gettysburg, dude.
I know.
That's
I mean,
what we fought
how,
for.
dude? That's prancing on them, dude.
That's what we fought for.
Fuck yeah.
Interracial sniz.
Definitely, dude.
That's what, dude. That was the call of the 20th Maine when they fixed
Right.
bayonets. They were like,
For
"Fuck,
sure. Oh yeah,
Charged
dude.
down.
Some dude had a vision of like BBW porn. It was like, oh, I had a vision.
He woke up in the middle of the night, guys. We got to do this.
On this day, my life does not matter.
Oh yeah.
What matters is
Sick
the
speech.
spirit
Oh,
of the troops.
guy before the bayonet charge stood up on a rock, and they're like, "You got to get down. You're gonna get shot." And he was like, "My life doesn't fucking matter, dude. We got to get the boys fired up." And then two bullets went through his intestines, and he died 4 days later.
People get fired up.
The boys got fired up, and
Yeah.
they fought like demons. They charged down that bro. This was the Rochester Racers. This is the Rochester racehorses. You don't understand. The boys from Rochester just saw their man get his guts ripped out. They said, "Let's fix bayonets and let's charge." And this is Matt. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
This is 1863.
Okay.
We're two years into the war.
Prime Civ War.
Bro, there hasn't been one successful bayonet charge yet. If you're a bayonet charge, it is a desperate move. Things aren't looking good.
I think you would agree with that.
Imagine
I think
how-
you could go ahead. I think you would agree with that.
Imagine how girly those guys looked once they realized the bayonet charge didn't work. Like, like,
Dude,
drop their gun
trying to
and
get
run.
out of the
Yeah.
way from a bayonet. But then this was it. This was the most successful. The boys from Rochester charged down that hill, gave those Alabamians what for?
Yeah.
And then you know
fucked
who
them
heard
up.
that? Old Joshua Chamberlain up there with the 20th Maine waiting. He said, "Boy, if they're charging, we're charging. Fixed bayonets. Let's fucking get down there and fuck people up, dude."
Yeah, they had fired so much that their guns were totally jammed. They couldn't get
the
couldn't-
resin from the
yeah.
gunpowder was stuck in the barrel. They couldn't even pump the fucking bullets in it.
I mean, it is a bad idea to be like, these guys with guns, we're going to charge them with knives.
Oh yeah, it's literally it hadn't worked yet in the Civil War.
But
bayonet charge.
once you break the line, dude, it is like, fuck.
Once a bunch of dudes coming downhill with like spears screaming.
Takes a minute, too, to load those things.
The bayonet?
No, the fucking
Oh
powder
yeah, you had
shit.
time to like watch a guy coming at you like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, hope I get it."
The Alabamians too thought they were taking an empty hill.
Yeah, these are the guys that were walking
Yeah.
up on that empty hill.
They were like, "Oh,
perfect.
it's empty," and then all of a sudden the Rochester Racers are coming down.
Planets
Full
aligned on that.
downhill.
Full
No,
tilt.
but this is after several attacks.
Is
You
it?
think-
Yeah.
How many do you think
Okay.
fell? Did you ever run fast down a hill and you're like, "Oh,
Bro,
fuck, I'm going too fast"?
I would fall running right now. If I had to sprint 20 yards, I would trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys were running down like a very rocky, very, it's tons of trees.
Fuck.
Big boulders too. Like this was a pretty rocky hill.
Yeah.
Just sprinting straight down.
We've lost it, dude. We've lost
We
that.
are soft.
Yeah, I would be
We
going.
fucking lost it.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go get reinforcements. I'm going to.
Dude, I would have been the guy like, don't
go.
stand on that rock, dude. You're gonna get shot.
Fuck
Yeah.
down.
What are you
doing? Get the fuck down.
Yeah, we've lost that, man. We needed that back.
I was even thinking that. We were talking in the car. I was like, dude, imagine back then they were like the South had all the tough guys. All the North, they were all city boys. It's like, dude, those city boys in 1863 must have been the rootinest, tootinest,
yeah.
dirtiest motherfuckers
Bad
on earth.
Yeah.
motherfuckers,
Well, you talking about
yeah.
like the factory workers?
Yeah.
but
They were
like,
living in tenements
the
and shit.
story of the Civil
Yeah.
War, like one of the overall like themes is like the North had more people, but they weren't as good of soldiers. Like they weren't tough. The country boys were tough. It's like, dude, by today's standards, those are the toughest dudes imaginable.
Yeah, exactly.
A fucking New York fucking factory worker in a fucking dead rabbit.
Yeah, some guy who just got in the hold
Bill the
of a
Butcher.
ship. Yeah.
Bill the Butcher.
Yeah, some dude just fucking floated here.
Floated here, and they're like, you're on the blue team. Get up and defend that hill.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Here's a gun. Here's your jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we lost it. We need to get back to more civic minded.
How about this? Now we're gonna go watch the Fighting Irish. We saw
Yeah.
a statue to Father Corby, Matthew.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what you think about this.
Fodder
Oh, Father Corby. Father Corby blessing the boys before
at the Civil War.
at Gettysburg, standing there like this, blessing the boys. Bit of a
there's-
statue to Father Corby.
Someone's got to know the name of that painting.
Father Corby then went on to become the president of the University of Notre Dame.
Stop.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The
we're
Irish
just
have to
tying
win.
it together.
This is crazy.
This is it, man.
This
The
is
Irish have
crazy.
to win. You know what we could do?
What?
You have to leave right now, don't you?
Yeah.
You're such a sissy. I hate it. God, you're a sissy. You're a sissy, dude.
Go watch kickoff.
We could go watch kickoff and then record.
Noir, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that, where it's like fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
Like
this
when you're
movie's-
playing zombies in Call of Duty, basically. Yeah.
This movie's fucked up, bro. It's
Oh, and there's
spooky.
jazz.
But then there was just scenes where they would blast like Indian music. I don't even know how to describe it. These scenes in the
Like-
in the movie 8mm, there's scenes where it's like almost like Arabic, like
I thought you meant, like, I was tripping about like Native American.
But then
music.
also it bordered on Native American. It was just something
Yeah.
that they would just blast throughout the movie. Anytime there was like a panic or they were like driving through LA, it would be playing music that you would play in like a scene if you were in like a market in India.
Yeah.
Like it made zero sense. And I
Yeah.
think they were trying to like throw you
Yeah,
off.
trying to be cool,
But
yeah.
it literally was. So then we still watch it. Great cast, by the way. Gandolfini. Cage. One of the GOAT. Cage.
Cage?
Shrek one.
Yeah, dude. Hunk.
Not that much of a hunk, in my opinion.
No, he's not. I'm kidding.
Not a hunk.
He's not.
Not a hunk. But there's a scene though, like so it's about 3 dudes that killed a girl on camera, and it was a snuff film. Very spooky. And Nicolas Cage sees the film and investigates it and tries to find who did it. And eventually he finds this dude who's the Russian guy from The Big Lebowski. You remember that guy?
Remember him, yeah.
He literally plays the exact same character.
Yeah.
He's that guy. He's a nihilist. Like, we make spooky films here.
Yeah, he's.
You've dug too deep and you found us making spooky films. And he's like in a warehouse, like shooting a crossbow at like a literal cross. And he's like, and Gandolfini's just Tony Soprano.
So he's just in there like, hey.
Yes. So
They
his,
hired me to
his
stand
character abducts children and murders them on camera and is like, hey, what are we doing here, huh, boss? Like, what? And he's teamed up with like a Satanist Russian and the Machine, who's just a guy with a BDSM mask that never talks. And there's a scene where this lawyer who backstabbed Nicolas Cage and was in on the investigation. He pulls out a gun and tells the guy, the Russian Satanist with the crossbow, he's like, put that fucking crossbow down. The Russian goes, okay, whoop. And just shoots him in the fucking chest with a fucking cross. And I was like, while we're watching, I was like, dude, this is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen. He's like, I know. He had to concede.
Really?
It was nice. It was a nice concession. That was a tough one. I was like, I cannot. I'm like, dude, this is the worst movie I've seen.
Did you put the other movie back on?
No.
You didn't give Hartnett a
I
spin?
should have put Hardnet back on and been like, now tell me you don't
You
like
should have
this.
reigned supreme, yeah.
But I think 30 Days a Night was also bad. I just saw it when I was younger.
yeah.
And probably just like, man, this guy's
What's
awesome.
it about?
It's a town in Alaska who experiences 30 days of night. The sun doesn't come back up for a month.
Damn.
And then vampires come. And the vampires are mean.
I
dude.
need your take on a hunk related issue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the originals.
It's good you're wearing a Letterman jacket for the hunk issue.
Oh, dude.
For the hunk episode? You basically look like you're on Tiger Bait.
All right, I'm gonna show you the original.
Josh Hartnett might be
I
Shrek
need to
1. I
tell-
don't care what anybody says.
Dude. All right, so these are the original brother. These are the 2 brothers who are the originals.
Those were your guys?
These are my guys. This
These
is
are your
Klaus.
guys?
This is Klaus.
Oh.
This is Klaus.
Wait, this is recent, dude.
This is Elijah, dude. Who do you think's more of a hunk?
Hold on, let me see you for Klaus.
I'll give you one to Klaus. Oh,
Wait, this is the show, the originals?
This is the show, the originals.
So
yeah.
they're vampires.
Yeah, these are
The sexiest,
the original vampires.
the sexiest monsters.
100%, dude. I mean, werewolves are like they're pretty sexy, but they're more like
Werewolves,
down to the earth.
If I had to pick a guy from Twilight to fuck, it would have been the werewolf.
You really?
Is it Taylor? Taylor, his name's Taylor, right? Wasn't he fucking Taylor Swift?
There's Klaus.
Or do they just have the
Klaus
same name?
Michelson.
I'd have to get these guys' personalities. He seems like a bad boy.
He's an absolute bad boy. So okay,
But this other guy seems like the professional in the squad.
100% right.
Yeah.
Klaus Michelson's an out of control bad boy, dude. His dad would always beat him.
What's hotter than
His
that?
dad hated fucking vampires. His dad didn't like magic. The mom was magic. The dad wasn't. They were
Dad
settlers.
hates magic.
Hates magic.
But he
dude.
knows magic's real.
Oh, for sure.
The dad has seen magic.
His wife's a witch.
All right.
So, but his mom was like,
I get not liking magic if you don't believe it,
no, he's seen it.
but he's seen it.
It's an abomination, dude. He didn't know his mom. Their mom like turned them into vampires to like save them. I think from I don't know, some like disease or something. And then Elijah, dude, made a promise. He let his little brother. The little brother would get beat all the time. Also, I think the dad got cucked, and the little brother was someone else's brother. But he turned a blind eye while his dad beat his
And
brother.
I have to take an oral cream pie from one of them.
Yeah,
Is what you're telling me.
yes. You want the bad boy, the psycho bad boy with
I
a
want
troubled past,
I want the
or
business
the
boy.
professional dude. He made a vow to his brother he would always protect him no
All
matter
right.
what.
If one of those dudes is holding the back of my head and pressing it as hard as they can against their pelvis, I want it to be the guy with the suit. You know?
What? Not the guy in the leather jacket, dude?
Sounds like you want the leather jacket.
I don't.
You want the leather daddy.
Nah, dude.
Who do you like?
There's a guy.
You like the black guy.
There's a guy that
You like the black guy.
There's a guy that cucks them and fucks their sister. What? Well, he doesn't cuck them, but he just like starts fucking their sister, and Klaus gets super fucking pissed because that was his protege, the black dude. Who was
Sure,
hot.
that's why he's pissed. He's like, no fucking protege is going to date my daughter or sister. Fucking protege lover ass sister.
Oh man.
Yes, dude. The spooky episode. I can't believe how scary it is.
Oh my God, it's
Are
so
you guys
scary.
scared?
How you guys feeling back there?
Lemaire, you had some hot takes before the episode started,
do it.
and I'm
Don't
not
do
sure
it,
you want
dude.
to share it with
Don't do it.
our listeners, but you
Don't
can. Good choice. Way to stand behind your beliefs.
I think it was one of those high epiphanies that fade away very quickly.
Damn, Hartnett on the beach.
Come on now.
Bro, Hartnett walking on the beach? You're going to
Not
tell me
bad.
he's not a hunk.
He's a hunk, dude. But
Thank you.
I wouldn't watch a movie with him. There's so many.
You wouldn't
hotter
watch a
actors.
movie with him?
I wouldn't. He wouldn't motivate. He's not.